Good evening, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your third and final video blog of the night for Friday, June 26, 2015, around 8:23 p.m. in Billerica, Massachusetts. It's the sun's going down. It was a mix of sun and clouds today. Tomorrow's supposed to be another mix of sun and clouds. Sunday's a washout. No heat waves in sight for at least the middle of July in this area. Some news to report. Boston Bruins traded Milan Lucic to the Los Angeles Kings for draft picks. Bruins are cleaning house. Would not be surprised if Zdeno Chara or Brad Marchand or Louis Eriksson or Torrey Krug or Riley Smith traded from the rosters by the end of the night. Also, the Buffalo Sabres traded for Ryan O'Reilly from the Colorado Avalanche. The Edmonton Oilers picked Connor McDavid as the number 1 pick overall in the 2015 entry draft, and the Buffalo Sabres picked Jack Eklund, the number 2 overall pick in the 2015 NHL entry draft. Jack went to BU, and he lives in North Chelmsford, Massachusetts. That's about it on the news. My third and final video blog subject of the night, the personality profile. Tonight's personality profile is one of the most famous catchers in Major League Baseball history. Talking about Carlton Fisk, also known as Pudge. Pudge played 24 seasons in the big leagues with the Red Sox and the White Sox. He was probably one of the top 10 catchers in Major League Baseball history. Carlton was born in Bellow Falls, Vermont, and he grew up across the Connecticut River in Charlestown, New Hampshire. And he came from an athletic family. His brothers, Calvin and Conrad, also played baseball. In fact, they played in the minor leagues, but they never made it to the major leagues. And Carlton played baseball in high school and along with basketball in high school. He was such a good basketball player that when he was a senior in high school, he played in a basketball tournament at the Boston Gardens. And his dream was to play for the Celtics, but in fact he got a basketball scholarship to the University of New Hampshire, and he played baseball and basketball for the University of New Hampshire, but he was such a good baseball player. He played catcher and third base and outfield when he was at UNH, that the Red Sox drafted him the number 1 first round, 4th overall in the 1967 Major League Baseball entry draft. He gave up his dream to play for the Celtics, and he started his Major League Baseball career in the Red Sox minor league system. He played parts of 5 seasons for the Red Sox farm system. He had a cup of coffee in 1969, making his Major League debut on September 18th, 1969. He missed some time because he was in the U.S. Army Reserves. He got called up to the majors for good in 1971, and he spent 24 seasons in the big leagues. And he was 1972 AL Rookie of the Year unanimously. 11 times he made All-Star teams. 3 times he was a Silver Slugger Award. 2 times he was a top 5 in most valuable player voting for the American League. 8 times he hit 20 or more home runs. 2 times he hit 100 RBIs in a season. 1 time he hit 300, and 1 time he scored 100 runs in a season. And Carlton Fisk was such a great defensive catcher, kind of played rough. 1974, he got into a home plate collision while catching, and it tore his knee out completely. A lot of the doctors says his career would have been over, but he decided to play again. Came back within a year. In 1975, he hit one of the most famous home runs in big league history. Game 6 of the 1975 World Series against the Cincinnati Reds at Fenway Park in the 12th inning. Carlton Fisk comes up to the plate at 12:35 in the morning, and he hits a long fly ball, and it stayed fair by inches, and that made the Red Sox win Game 6 of the 1975 World Series and force a Game 7. That was a great home run. Carlton Fisk continued to play for the Red Sox into 1980, having more great productive seasons, but by 1981, the Red Sox mailed a contract for him, but it was postmarked 3 days late, and he got the contract 3 days late, and then it was voided for 1981, so he was technically a free agent. Then the Chicago White Sox signed Carlton Fisk to a contract. Carlton Fisk wore 27 for the Red Sox, but somebody else was wearing 27 for the White Sox, so he had to switch to 72. And Carlton Fisk continued to have productive years for the White Sox. He mainly played catcher, but he played some outfield as well. And during the offseason of 1985-86, he almost got traded to the New York Yankees for Don Baylor, but Don Baylor refused to go to the White Sox, period, because he just didn't want to play for them, so that deal was called off. And Carlton Fisk continued to have productive years into his 40s and stuff, and that, making some all-star teams in his 40s. He caught the most games in Major League history by 1993, and when he did that, he was released 2 days later and ending his career. And his career stats were a .269 batting average, 376 home runs, 1,330 RBIs, 1,276 runs scored, and 2,356 hits. And his number 27 was retired by the Red Sox, and his number 72 was retired by the White Sox. Carlton first got into a Hall of Fame ballot in 1999, but he finished a few votes short because that was a crowded year for the Hall of Fame ballot. Nolan Ryan, George Brett, and Robin Young all went in on the first try. Carlton Fisk was just a few votes short, but 2000 he got in pretty easily, along with Tony Perez by the baseball writers. And he wore a Red Sox cap into the Baseball Hall of Fame, and then later on that year, the Red Sox retired his number 27, and he worked for many years with the Red Sox as a special assistant into the late 2000s. Then he returned to the White Sox organization as a special assistant and advisor, and he's still with the White Sox in some capacity. And Carlton Fisk's career was pretty good, probably one of the top 10, probably the top 5 catches of all time and stuff. Wished he played the entire career with the Red Sox, but that was a mistake when the Red Sox messed up on a date of sending a contract through the mail and stuff like that. But that's how they would do contracts back in the day before computers and stuff. Maybe some person on the Red Sox forgot about the date and stuff. But, those things happen. And that's about it on Carlton Fisk, nicknamed Pudge. Well, these will be it for the video blogs for tonight. Tomorrow, 3 more video blogs are coming your way. First video blog will be the top 10 cities that should have an expansion NHL franchise. Second video blog will be about I'm going to be doing like a BMHS memories video blog. Then the next one will be tomorrow. It's going to be about Mr. Frank Giroux's senior year, Crime and Society, last memories of that. And the third and final video blog of the night will be about Baseball Hall of Fame catcher Johnny Bench. Lots of great video blogs coming in the days and weeks ahead. Sunday could be a special 4th one because I skipped one yesterday because I went to the Lowell Spinners game. Have a good night, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Like I always say, keep calm, and I'm a Julie Previn guy. In the words of Bruce Cronin, want to put a wage on that Richie. Good night, everybody.